I just played 2 songs from Heroin and Helicopters. And I kind of wanted to explain the song, the title to the album. About 17 years ago, I was doing a show in San Francisco at the Fillmore. And, thank you. And I just want to tell this story kind of in quiet, if possible. If y'all come to my shows over the years, I never speak, so this is a new thing. So thank you. I wanted to say that, so 17 years ago, Carlos came to the show, and he came backstage and he said, whatever you do, it was the first time I meet him. He said, whatever you do, stay away from the 2 H's. And I said, what are the 2 H's?
Heroin helicopter.
She got the line. And he said, heroin and helicopters. And he said, don't use heroin and don't fly in helicopters. So, so I thought about what he was saying years later. And I was thinking about the times, and I was thinking about what was going on, and what I was feeling, and basically the pulse. And I thought it was somewhat of a prophetic and somewhat of a poignant thing, because he was pointing to something that was 20 years prior to him, when Bill Graham had died in a helicopter accident, and all the heroin stuff in the 70s. And so he was speaking on that, and this here was, 40 years later, and this thing had come back up and risen its head again in different forms. And I was seeing people come to shows, and I thought about the times, and it's like an addicted time, and also a time where we're somewhere where we feel like we shouldn't be. We should be somewhere else. We should be farther along in the path. And it seems like those kind of times. And when I look back at the addiction part, I was having people come to shows, and so many people have been dealing with addiction, or their family or friends. And even in my inner circle, we lost some people and to death. And I know that there's been all these stories, but then there's also stories of triumph, how people have overcome this. And sometimes they say my music has helped them, and I always say that was them, and I'm glad to be part of the journey. But anyone who's overcome that, I gotta, thank God you're here, because we need you.
Amen.
And especially if you're in this room, we need you. I need you.
Yeah, spread the love.
I need to hear good stories of people doing good things. Over the years, sometimes I heard things about, this person got in this car wreck, and I was listening to the record, and I buried, my wife with your CD, and now I'm starting to hear things like I was studying for my brain surgery degree, and I got it. And just the stories of overcoming, and that's what the music is about. And I feel that when I thought about the addiction stuff, it wasn't just about addiction to substances, but also addictions to our cell phones and social media. And also Winatra, and also addiction to conflict, and the conflict that arises because of we're fed all this information all day that kind of begs us for some kind of opinion and some kind of opposition, and spending so much time opposing something, which sometimes or most times leads to some type of conflict. We're not able to really concentrate on what's important, which is basically realizing why we're here. That's taking us away from our true purpose, which is to be at some sort of peace of mind. And You know, if we have political differences, and the fact is that no politician has ever set anybody free.
Nope.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think that that's the case.
Nope.
But the fact is that we have to, you know, there's a time in this world we have to realize that it seems a little scary now that people are just being in the same circle of people that they think alike. And the fact is that we can learn a lot from people that we don't necessarily think alike.
That's right.
You know, that conversation has to reopen without conflict. It can be opposing. But everybody in this room has somebody in their family that they go back to with Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they just don't get along with them and don't agree with them. But that person might have taught them how to tie their shoes. Or they might have taught them something vital. And there's so much talent in this world, and just because somebody thinks a certain thing differently than you, expose yourself to them so they can see what's really going on. And you can expose yourself as well and learn from them, because there's a lot of talent that we all can share. And our purpose isn't to fight each other over these politics and these ideas and things like that. You know, that's got us operating on a low frequency to believe that that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Because we're here to operate on a high frequency and actually achieve something, that some of the things that we want to do with our lives and for this world, because we all want a better world for our children and for our people. We want to leave this place a better place.
Yeah, that's right.
And I just, going into that, it kind of goes into the helicopters part, which is the spinning of the mind. And the mind has been thinking so much. And I can attest to this because for years I've been thinking, what's the next show? What's the next single? How can I get more people in the room? What do I have to do to prove that this music is worthy of people? And you know, that type of thinking didn't allow me to enjoy this, so I'm so glad to be here right now where I can enjoy this show at this moment in time.
Yeah! 2022!
I'm just glad y'all can witness this and see this, because it's really special to me. It's a change. And I want to also just say that, like, you know, we're taught to think that we don't have what we need in life, but we're at our destination. And I'm so glad to be here tonight with y'all in a room full of people that may think differently completely than each other, but we're all here together for some love of music and some better reason. And there is a higher intelligence that's bringing us all here.
Believe it.
Because I've been here for 20 years and I don't know the reason why I'm here, but I'm starting to realize it. And I think that I would like to also say that within that higher intelligence, that I feel like there is a higher purpose, and there's definitely some reasoning behind peace of mind. And also, whether it's through prayer or through meditation, you know, it's thousands of years old. I think all the texts talk about the same thing, that we come from the same source. I think there is a higher intelligence that we can tap into at this point, because this is a really crucial time. We've lost a lot of people this year. I've lost a lot of people, close people on the stage to us. We lost close people to suicide. We lost close people to drugs. We just lost Naomi Judd, who was, I used to watch her and her sister play today. And so it's hard to see musicians struggling, and I know everyone's struggling, but we have a real opportunity right now to really tap into that higher purpose. And I think there is some real wisdom to the ancient stuff, with some kind of peace of mind and awareness. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you get there, but I just think there is music. Something to
Yeah. It's all about the music.
I would like to say thank you guys, and Here's a poem from Heroin and Helicopters off the last record. It's called Duck Confit. Duck Confit. On the path of the direction of the divine, you'll find vines of women and wine. In search of the gentle and kind, you can get fooled by the root of the mind, where your strengths lead you to great lakes of weakness, where with tyrants you wash your hands that they stole from the band of chieftains, where admirers turn guns for hire. They shrug as you become a victim of friendly fire. Take a look at all these thieves and liars and ask, is this for what the world was truly designed? Just who broke in the wax museum and gave these fakes a stage at the Coliseum? They won't melt under the Hollywood lights, the West Texas summer sun, where the pastor is plastic on a podium, where he smiles with his mouth and not with his eyes, where deep down inside you know that something's not right. Like the man killing the mother of his son, cleaning a shotgun. I can't kill the truth of the elephant in the room. I can't hush my thoughts because they sing like a convict's gloom, where everybody knows but nobody's talking, where crimes of humanity are concealed and condoned by self-preservation and biblical prophecy. Cause it ain't cool to be you over here or over yonder. Currency's a commodity, you pay dearly for your honesty. If the truth sets you free, there's a mute with the key, and the goose that laid the golden egg got cooked for the grease. Duck confits.